People have called him the modern-day Dennis Rodman, an undersized Patrick Ewing, or even just a jackass. But today, we're here to decide if he is in fact intentionally foul. This is the trial of Draymond Green. Draymond Green is being charged of the following crimes: eye pokes, groin kicks, hosting a mediocre podcast, having a terrible jump shot, and just being loud and obnoxious in general. What are we doing here, people? Of course Draymond Green is a dirty player. Go to YouTube and type in Draymond Green kicking people in the nuts compilation. It's almost 2 minutes long. That's longer than any non-jackass nutshot compilation needs to be. Mr. Green's fascination with male genitalia doesn't stop there. He also famously posted a picture of his own junk on his Snapchat story one day. In defense of Mr. Green, he's actually done some work to prevent people from seeing that photo by poking them in the eye. And look at the eyes of his victims. Does Draymond Green ever wash his hands? Continuing on this theme of Mr. Green attacking the senses, let's talk about his newest venture, the Draymond Green podcast. Like every 32-year-old male out there, Draymond Green decided more people needed to hear his opinion, so he started a podcast. Ever since the podcast has come out, his statistics and numbers have declined. But folks, the worst crime that Draymond Green has committed is just being loud and obnoxious. Think about all those little things he's said and done throughout the years that just get under your skin. You don't need to think too hard about this one. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's not a damn mongoose. There's a famous saying out there that describes people like Draymond Green. You have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. This phrase is usually reserved for people who are trailblazers and disruptors, and that is exactly what Draymond Green is. When people complain about the NBA, what do they complain about? A, a lack of defense, B, a lack of effort, and C, a lack of competitive nature. Could anyone here make that argument about Draymond Green? Mr. Green isn't a dirty player, folks. He's a relic from the past. He cares way more about the team's success than he does his own statistics. He's going to work hard on every single possession. And if that ends with a few scratched eyeballs or a few bruised balls, so be it. And what do people love to do when they can't dispute how great a player is on the court? They start attacking the person he is off the court. Twitter loved making fun of Draymond Green and his new podcast. But these are the same people that loved Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman, who would often go out partying until 4 a.m. the night before a finals game. You think that doesn't affect play, but you think Draymond talking into a microphone, sober, in his hotel room for 30 minutes after a game is the end of the world? All anger is rooted in insecurity. And if you have a problem with Draymond Green, you might want to go look in the mirror. Ladies and gentlemen, in the case of being intentionally foul, the people of Goose Egg Courts find Draymond Green not guilty. He's built from a different era, and although he may cross a line or two, he is not inherently a dirty player. Court is now adjourned.